What's up, everybody, and welcome to Weekday Wagers live on our Weekday Wagers YouTube channel. Thank you for hanging out with us today. If you would do me a favor, as you come in, just like as you would wipe your feet, if you come in somebody's house, the same thing. Hit that like button. We would appreciate it. And if you're not a part of the community here that is growing ever so much the day after day, be a part of this community. The chat is one of the best, bar none, but just put that subscribe button. I would appreciate it. But I am Daniel Greer. Robbie Hockey will be joining me today as we break into what's left of the NFL talk. We'll kind of scrounge around and see if there's anything that we have not hit on just yet. The NCAA hoops are happening right now. All of that is taking place. There's been a big upset already that I want to go ahead and get into. And I want to ask Robbie, and I don't know if he's seen it yet, so maybe I can challenge him to check it out. But that Big 12, the court that they're playing on is the glass court, and it changes so much. People have complained so far where they're getting headaches from it. I'm curious, as a hooper, like, does it affect your bounce? We won't ask Robbie that question, but we'll ask him about the headaches and if it bothers him when we watch the game. But today on the show, we're going to get into our picks. As always, I know Robbie's got a hockey pick. I got a college basketball pick. We also have plenty of other picks on juststatsports.com. If you want more, there's more for you. But let's take a look how they did yesterday. And I've done this now 2 times in a row where we come in on Thursday and we struck out on Wednesday. Very much so. I'm feeling like Mexico today because they struck out all night long against Italy. And it was sweet, very sweet. But let's go ahead and bring in Robbie Hockey here. What up, man?
What up, man? Yeah, I'm wearing a special shirt today. I don't know if y'all remember Chris Jericho, and he had his list that you just made the list. It's not Friday, but I'm going to spit for a minute about last night. Washington came into that game last night after winning 7-3 on Monday, facing a Philadelphia team that lost 6-2 to the god-awful New York Rangers. Then they start the game hot, put up a goal, felt great, looked like it was going to be a great game. And then they do absolutely jack shit the rest of the game. I hate the Washington Capitals. Oh, boo-hoo, John Carlson left. Get the F over it. You're grown adults. Learn how to play the game. Trades happen. You boo-hoo, you lost. I hope you never make the playoffs again. Ovi is a bum now. He can't even shoot the puck right. So forget the Washington Capitals. They'll never be on my list ever again. Losing to the damn Flyers. They're a joke. Only putting up a point.
I give Robbie a little clap for that today, for sure. I was going to do this one as like a hot, like this dude's going off. We have a fire. I didn't want to go that one because I believe Mark and I have discussed maybe using the siren for when people challenge. I believe that's the one we're going to do. We haven't settled on it, but Jericho Holic for life for sure. But yes, this is the time. Settle in, kids. Robbie's bringing in a Robbie Friday on a Thursday. So we'll appreciate it. Yeah, but I looked at that. I was like, all right, so let me go pull up the stats and make sure that they ended up winning because you don't do money lines very often.
Right.
And I saw they lost. I believe it was like 4-1. I was like,
yeah,
what happened? What happened? And thank you. I'm glad I needed some explanation, but it doesn't make sense. NBA doesn't make sense. Does the NHL make sense at all right now?
No, it doesn't. Tuesday especially. Tuesday was like one of the worst nights for a lot of cappers that I like around the league. It was like nobody showed up that you expected to show up. It's one of those you had to find some dominant or rough plays. And I'm thinking tonight it'll be a little different situation. I think tonight's going to be Top Guy Thursday. You're going to see a lot of the top guys come back out tonight. Some decent games on too. But yeah, Tuesday and last night, I did split 1-1 on the site. So at least I did have that. And the play I hit on the site was plus money. But yeah, I'm sick of losing on this show. It pisses me off. Especially when a team should have dominated last night, didn't even show up because, oh my God, John Carlson left. Get over it. Y'all suck.
Where did Carlson go? I haven't followed his play at all.
I think you know where he went. He hasn't started for y'all yet. He's in Anaheim though.
He's a ducker, baby. I like it. Man, I can't say he's a ducker because that sounds terrible. He's a quacker. Well, does that sound bad too?
No,
all right, whatever. All of those are better than it's a top guy Thursday. I'm not sure how that plays out for you, Rob, and where you've heard top guy Thursday. We're going to use your we're going to get your verbiage change on that one because that
Oh,
sounds a little weird for me. I'm not fond of your top guy Thursday connotations.
oh, now that you say it, it doesn't sound good now that you really think about it. Yeah, no,
No,
I don't like it either.
we're going to move on unless we're doing the double man bobsled team, and I'm and we got a double Dutch here. Then maybe we can play in that one. I'm kidding, but
better than bottom guy brunch, I guess. But yeah, no, we're good.
all right. Before we get to our plays, and this is very early, I know, but our plays are coming very quickly before we get into everything that we're going to break down with what's happening in the sports world. Because on Thursdays we give you the goods early, so we're going to go reverse style. Usually, we don't on Thursdays give you a light the lamp, but you're here. You're Robbie Hockey. Other than maybe a fella that you like in your play today, is there anybody else that you're looking at within the in hockey right now in the NHL that you see that could light the lamp tonight?
Yeah, there's a lot of value in Connor Garland for Columbus. I wanted to talk about him yesterday on our show as one of the guys that if I did a radar, he would be on my radar of guys in the NHL. He got traded from Vancouver and he got traded to Columbus. And in his last 2 games, he scored 4 goals, 2 goals a game. And he's really gave them a second line that's actually really solid right now. So I like him tonight playing Florida, the Panthers, who have actually given up on the season, it seems. They're tanking as we speak. A lot of their big guys aren't playing. But you can get Connor at a goal for like plus 330 right now. That's what I got him for. And I think that's great value for a guy who scored 4 goals in his last 2 games. Looks really rejuvenated coming from Vancouver as well.
All right. And who is that again?
Connor Garland.
Garland. Okay.
Garland.
I was like, all right, is this Connor Bedard? Like I know a few Connors. I don't know Connor Garland. So that's a diamond. Do we know what the odds might be on him at goal tonight?
Yeah, it was around plus 330, plus 320, plus 330 range is where I got it. His points plus 150. So even if you don't go the goal route, you can still get tremendous value on his point. David Pasternak and his wife had a daughter this morning. He is playing tonight. So if you believe in new dad strength, I think he scored a goal in 4 of his last 5 at home against San Jose. I think his goal prop was plus 130. That's another one I'm playing tonight as well.
When did they have their kid?
This morning.
Okay.
Yeah. Had a little baby girl this morning, and the coach says, yeah, he's playing tonight. So, and Boston Bruins are a wagon at home. They've won 10 straight at home. So, playing the Sharks are a scrappy bunch, but they give up a lot. So, I think a Pasternak goal just for the new dad strength alone is worth a look.
I can't imagine. I don't know that this can't be his first kid, right?
Now that I don't know.
Okay, I was curious because first kid going the day up, and I get it if it happened early in the morning. By the end of the night, like you're like, all right, we're just trying to figure things out. But if it's your first kid, you're really trying to figure things out. Second, third, whatever minute, you're like, all right, it's a kid. We know what we're doing at this point. Sometimes you would be sent home, maybe by the wife, and switch out with a best friend. You go home and take care of the. Like I get that. So just going to play a game isn't the craziest thing. But my God, the same day, hockey players are so different than majority of people. In a good way. Like it's just it's crazy. They're just dudes, man. Dude. Oh my, that is crazy. I had no idea. Pasternak's first kid passed away 6 days after birth, but he does have another daughter. So
I think I remember seeing that on one of the Amazon docuseries they had. I think I remember seeing that now because him and William Nylander are really good buddies. And I think that came up in that series. That makes sense.
Wow. Damn. I couldn't imagine leaving this early because of that. I know it's out of his hands, and maybe that's his distraction from like thinking about going back to that. But man, that's got to be tough. So I'm not judging him by no means.
No,
it's just it would be tough personally for me to be like, all right, I'm gonna leave, even though they are home. If it was an away game, I would assume that he wouldn't. But man, that's crazy. But yeah, shout out to for Pasternak. Playing tonight. That's crazy. All right. Well, let's go ahead and get to our plays because we'll get into all of that, much more as we look at the hoops that's happening right now. Looks like St. John's just beat Providence 85-72. I do believe that game went to the over. That number was 149.5, and that was going to be a good play of mine. And so that did go to the over there. So another good game. Hoops are happening. Iowa State is winning 65-43 over Texas Tech. Another good game there in the messed up flooring of Big 12 hoops, sponsored by Phillips. But let's go ahead and get to our plays. I know you're going to the ice. What you got first?
Yeah, Nathan McKinnon has not made my list. He's won me too much money for that to happen. And also the other night, he had an assist early on. They took it away, and then he got the game misconduct at the end. So it was a little bit out of our hands in that one. Tonight, he plays the Seattle Kraken, who, while they're still in a spot to maybe make the playoffs, they're one of the teams in the West that I don't think stands a chance. They don't look good, very hit or miss. Nate has 3 goals in his last 2 trips to Seattle. And not only that, you're getting a probably pissed off Nathan McKinnon. Not only did the Avalanche lose the other night, but the way that game went for Nathan McKinnon, I can only imagine he's probably ready to roll tonight, get Colorado back on track. If you're looking for an anytime goal, his is plus 100, which for Nathan McKinnon, if you can get him at plus 1 money, that's a great value. I also like his line mate, Nazem Kadri. He's rejoined the Avalanche. He hasn't scored a goal yet since joining the Avalanche, but he's been shooting the puck really well. You can take him for a point around minus 140, which kind of juicy, but for a point with a guy that good, it's not the worst thing. He's also good for a goal tonight around plus 225. But Nate Dogg, 2+ points, minus 104 is my official play of the day.
All right, this feels weird for me, but I'm going to fade one of my teams, and that's UC San Diego. And we're going to go with CSU Northridge. I believe it's California, State of California University Northridge. I don't know what they're doing out there, but CSU Northridge, what we're going to go with is plus 2.5 at minus 110. But the reason I go with this, I'm fading UCSD is because they played last night, and it was a nail biter that had to come back in the second half. So you're exerting a lot of effort just to make that comeback, and they end up winning by 2 or 3. I believe, to go over in that game. But now we look at a team that they're going up against who beat them twice in the regular season. It was 84-79. It was at I believe that was at UCSD at home. But when CSUN was at their home, they won 81-64. And the reason I bring that up is this is a neutral site. But anytime I see that disparage a big area where a team won big at home, but they still won by 5 or 6 on the road, it just shows me there's somewhere in the middle is really where that team is. And I get these games happened in December, earlier on into the season and not in January and even February. But I look at this team as it's a different contrast of styles. You're looking at a Northridge team who wants to play up and down, and a UCSD team that wants to get it into the half court game. So what's going to happen is who's going to be able to get the ball and play in their style. And I look at the Northridge team that has a lot more areas where they can win, and they actually can beat this team. So I think outright Northridge wins the game, and that goes for a clean sweep 3-0. But I went ahead and played the plus 2.5. It's a better bet. It's a smarter bet. But if you're talking about where I want to go on the money line. It's at plus 120. So because it's only plus 120, I went ahead and took the smarter bet here. And we're going to go to a plus 2.5 for Northridge at minus 110. So already I figured, Mark, but no way that DG knows their mascot name. I have no idea what that Northridge team is. Do you have any idea?
You would never guess it in a million tries either.
You pulled it up?
I did, yeah, while you were talking. It's Maddie the Matador.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Matadors. I see you working.
Yeah. Maddie the Matador.
I had no idea. You literally you're over here working over here. CSU North is the 3rd largest university behind USC and UCLA.
In California, yeah.
No idea. I had no idea. Well, that's cool. I had no idea. Anyway, I didn't know their hoops were that good, but they play the contrast of styles and play. And so I haven't loved this UCSD team this year. I don't know why. My Tritons have let me down all year. They're playing better ball now, but man, is it going to run out just like it ran out for Miami of Ohio today? Did you see them fall flat on their face today against UMass? It's embarrassing.
Yeah, I was tracking. And I really wanted them to win, honestly, because I didn't want the discussion of should they or should not they be in. That's always a tricky subject for me because I follow Austin P, where if we're not that good, but we win our tournament, we can get into the big dance. I always pull for that. But this year we were really good. We won the Atlantic Sun. Then we slipped up in the tournament. So now our tournament hopes are gone as well. I think if a team goes 31-0, I know the competition wasn't as good as maybe some others, but 31-0, I mean, Undertaker couldn't even go 31-0 at WrestleMania. So that's a huge ass feat, if you ask me. And if you let Auburn in, Auburn's probably going to lose to Tennessee today. And I feel like if they lose to Tennessee today and you let them in over, I don't know. It is a conversation to be had, but if it was me, I would put Miami of Ohio in.
I got a question. If you could change it right now, right this very moment, and everything flips, you would be the regular season champion, automatically goes to the conference tournament. I'm sorry, to the NCAA tournament. So no matter what, if you win the regular season in your conference, you go. The other way is obviously how it's set up now, where you get seeded by your conference regular season, and then you go play the tournament. Would you change it to where the regular season, because it had to be across the board, and then at that point, you're talking about these conference tournaments maybe not meaning much. So that'd be the only flip side of that. Would you, by any chance, take a chance on that and actually change it?
I wouldn't mind seeing how it would work out. I know every conference is different, though. You're going to have different scenarios where that makes great sense and some scenarios where it doesn't make as good of sense. But I think I would rather have that because you have a whole body of work. And it's not like you're talking college football. It's not like Boise State, I'm just using them as an example, go 11-0 and all of a sudden they lose their last game or their championship game, and then you decide you want to put them in or leave them out. There's less teams, right? There's 60 plus teams. How can you not find a way to get this team in? So that's my whole gripe. You always want to add more teams to this tournament for whatever reason. Why are you not putting in a team that's at least went 31-0 in the regular season?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good conversation. If I had to change it, as currently it was 64, now it's 68. They're trying to make it bigger. If they make it bigger, my gripe would be is you have to do that then. Like everybody who wins the tournament, your conference tournament, has to get in. Everybody that wins the regular season outright has to get in. Now, I hope there wouldn't be point shaving happening, or maybe you know what, we'll take one. We won the conference regular season. We'll let you win this conference tournament so we can get both of our teams in. I don't think that would ever happen. I don't know how pride would allow for that, but I think there's an opportunity where you could see, like, maybe in the big conferences, like the Big Five, in a sense, in basketball conferences, where the regular season of any winner gets in. But of the Big Five, if somebody else, let's say, who people are talking about, Auburn, they're playing again today. But let's say Auburn is one of the first five out. But if they end up going to the SEC and end up winning it, you have to put them in. I think no matter what, they would get in anyway if they ran through that tournament. But I do believe that could be a way to look at it, because if they're a good team and you win a decent league, at least conference tournament, you're probably going to be in no matter what. So I don't know how it would change much, but at least it would make it for some fun. I don't know. I like the idea. So
yeah, and it's tough. Like I always go back to Austin P because Belmont and Morehead State, Murray State, sorry, not Morehead, Murray, have always been really good. And then it's always just like, no matter what in the tournament time, especially those Belmont teams, they would always slip up. And then that would actually have some teams. They had teams that I think could compete in the big tournament if they had made it. And then you lose that tournament, and then it's like, oh, you're done. And you're clearly the best. It was when we were in the OVC, not the Atlantic Sun, but they were clearly the best OVC team for years. And they'd always slip up in the tournament and never make it.
Yeah, and Kim says that Joe Lenardi has, on his bracketology, has Miami, Ohio still in, while Auburn is on the outs. And so that would be two teams that people are probably looking at the most. I don't cheer against Miami of Ohio. I just don't think they're very good. I've watched them play, and they keep slipping up. The issue is like they held on to that undefeated record, and they ended up losing at one of the worst times. And honestly, the first round, the first game they had against UMass at this too early in the tournament hurts them. But I don't know if the only way that it helps them is they get to the actual title game in their conference, and they end up losing it there. That'd be the only best option. Other than that, lose first round. We just slipped up. We sucked. At least you get rest if you're going to be in. But we'll see. Do you like Mark's idea here? He's saying get rid of the conference tourneys, regular season champs get in automatically, expand the whole thing to 120 teams and run the tournament for 2 whole months.
Look, I love March Madness, but I would rather just have it in March, not for 2 months. I mean, I do. I love it, but I think you start taking the shine away when you keep it going for 2 months.
Yeah, we're going to have it April Madness is what we're going to have. It's going to be crazy. All right, well, let's go ahead and get through some more stuff that's going on. Is there anything else happening? I know that Kyler Murray is talking and meeting with the Vikings right now. I haven't heard of any other NFL stuff that's big that's going on that we need to hit before we move on to TV timeout, right?
No, nothing really big happened. I know our boys made some trades, but that was really just to release some cap room yesterday.
Yeah.
So nothing really as big has happened. I do wanted to mention this. So Miami of Ohio were 6+ points, the favorites of 6+ points have been 15-0 in MAC conference play since 2020. And of course, Miami of Ohio ruins that for the MAC conference today, being the only undefeated team to do that. So somebody tweeted that out. I thought that was really good. I do want to talk about our cousin Vinny last night.
Oh, Vinny
securing
Pascantino.
Yeah. Who did we have to make an offer to get that to go through last night? Because man, did he ever step up. And I'll tell you, I think he's a guy you should watch for the regular season as well. Kansas City has themselves a stud with him and Cagliano. I think that's going to be one hell of a team coming up this season.
Yeah,
and Bobby Witt. I forgot about Bobby Witt.
Bobby Witt's the main cog of that.
Yeah,
Mr. Do Everything. I like Kansas City. I know that they were playing well last year, and I believe he got hurt at some point throughout, and then was talks to be the MVP, and then eventually fell off towards the end of the year where he wasn't able to be the MVP. But in the end of the day, I think this Kansas City Royals team is fun, and I think they're going to be good. I don't think they're going anywhere anytime soon. Bobby Witt's already got paid by them, so he's there for the long haul. I love it. Jonathan India's there, as Kim's saying. Did he leave Cincinnati?
Yes. Okay. I always thought I just had him in my head. He was in Cincinnati still.
Yeah. Well, I think he went, but in the offseason, I believe they got him, or maybe it was late last year they got him. I remember him going that way. I don't know. She'll tell us in a second. Don't worry. We're on a little bit of a delay, so that chat will come through in a second. But yeah. I like it. I'm curious. Like, do you think that was Mexico just not being as good, or do you think this Italy team is legit?
No, I think Italy is legit. I mean, what they did to us and then turn around and do the same thing to Mexico yesterday, I think there's some legitimacy to that team. I'm more excited, though. We get USA versus Canada, and we get it in baseball now. You know, all those Canadians are going to be hell-bent on watching this game. It's probably going to be the best ratings the WBC has ever seen after all the hockey talk that's been going on.
And we'll beat them again. That's just what's going to happen.
It was 12-1 the last time we played.
Yeah, it won't be a game. I apologize in advance. They're going to put foot to throat, and then it potentially could be the Dominican Republic is who they would play next if they win that game. So I believe that's how it all would play out, if I'm not mistaken. I glanced at it today, and I saw that it would be Canada. If they win that game, they'd go play Dominican Republic. They win that game, and they go play possibly Japan, if all the favorites that are expected to win. But Italy could be back there again. Like, Italy could upset people. So, I meant to ask this. This is thank you, Mark. How do we feel about the new glass courts that are being used in the Big 12 tournament? The logos, people are complaining about headaches because it's changing so much. It's the bright lights, dark lights, everything is adjusted. I don't get it. I don't know. I don't think it's needed. I like a true traditional wooden court.
I agree. And they're starting to bring the logos into football too. You're starting to see teams wear patches of different companies or brands. I leave that stuff to the UFC and NASCAR. I really don't want to see it in college basketball on the courts or on the logos. I already got enough logos and crap on the NFL and college uniforms. So I'm with you guys. It reminds me of the Boise State blue field. I hated playing NCAA back in the day and playing somebody who always had that stupid field because it gave me a headache. Legit gives me a headache every time I'd watch it or play on it.
I hate the blue field. I know people love it, but I hate it. And I know they do it for a certain reason, so I get that. But I absolutely hate it. It does give me the headache. And there's some courts that, like, the gray the gray courts always give me like headache, and I don't understand who went with gray. Like of all, you can go with a natural wood court, and I don't
Right.
understand that says nothing about Phillips 66 to me. And so at that point, I don't get it. So
No.
it is what it is. Scotty's asking about the Players Championship. I don't pay attention to it. Do you at all?
I don't check with EC on that one. I'm sure he's following it, him and Sia. That would be my two hookups. If you could go find somebody, find Sia and EC on that one.
Yeah, I would definitely reach out to Sia and EC because those are the two guys that you're going to trust with any kind of a bet for anything with the Players Championship. But you know what time it is? It's that time to switch things up. All right, let's get to some TV timeout. Survivor happened yesterday. This is the chance where you have to turn us off if you haven't watched. I apologize in advance, but I won't apologize for spoiling anything. Give it what happened, Rob. What went down on Survivor episode 3?
Yeah, it started off with a tribe swap. You had Jeff doing a corny rap that me and even my 9-year-old son, he goes, "That's kind of lame." And I said, "Yeah, I agree, David. It was kind of lame." So they did the tribe swap. Yeah. Ooh. And then
that was more cringe than Jeff trying to rap.
Yeah, all of it.
Here. What do we do?
That's why I need to be on that show, because you'd literally see me sitting there doing this. Like I would not be snapping my fingers. I'd be like, let's get to it. Let's just do the thing. And I know what would happen. I would be in a good spot, and then we'd have to come out there and do that cringy crap, and then I'd get put on a tribe with Sari, and then get voted off the next time. So, but yeah. Anyway, Christian decided that him and Devins were going to come up with a plan about the hidden immunity idol. I don't know what they're geeking out for, honestly, about that. Like, they just put a clue at Tribal. I don't even think they saw it last night, did they? When they went to Tribal, did anybody even see it?
No.
So I don't know. I don't know what the big deal is with that plan. And then Christian told Emily about it last second so that, she could tell Aubrey if her and Aubrey got on the same tribe. And then she goes and tells Ozzy and Q. So completely flips the script on it. But it wasn't the best episode ever. I'll give it. It wasn't that exciting. I know you and I both said it was kind of a lackluster episode overall.
Yeah, that's where I stand on it. I know Scott said it was a banger, and Mark agreed with him. I thought it was a dud. And I thought the tribe swap, we already saw, we knew it was happening. That's the only thing that I hate about the Survivor stuff. Is we knew that it was already going to happen. Like if you just brought me into it and, showed me chaos, like why are they talking or whatever reasons, or maybe, you show a glimpse of it. And if you're a true fan, you're paying attention, like, wait, hold on. Why are they on the same team? And then you start speculating that it's going to be a tribe swap, not like you get fed in your face that it's a tribe swap. That's how I would tease it in a sense. That way the true fans would eventually start speculating. Plus, social media starts getting going. I think there's going to be a tribe swap. Look at these pictures. I think they're on the same team. That's what I would do that, in my opinion. I asked you when we came on, we were talking prior to the show, and I was like, hey, I watched it, but like, I feel like I didn't see it because I feel like I was missing something. I just felt like something wasn't right or something happening. And you're like, I felt the same way. And we went over, we're like, yes, that we saw the whole show. Then we knew everything that happened. I don't get it, but Q is now gone. Why do you think they voted out Q of all people?
He's so chaotic. You can never tell if he's lying or if he's telling the truth. It hit when he was on his season, he was just pure chaos. I mean, which for me as a viewer, I loved it. I thought Q was hilarious. I loved his one-liners. As far as the television show goes, he's made for TV.
Yeah.
But it makes sense. You can't trust Q. I mean, you can't. He's not a guy on that show you would ever trust to do what you want him to do. Because as Mark said, I think he said Q outsmarted Q this time. I mean, he told him to vote him off. Like, why would you do that? And
he was wearing the same exact outfit as he did last time he got voted off, which I was thinking, I was like, wow, that looks familiar. And it was exactly the same stuff he said himself. But I have a question, trivia question. What sport did Q play in college?
Football at Ole Miss.
You knew that. Look at you. How'd you know that?
I remember them talking about it on his season. That's the only reason why. And like, I'm a Rain Man when it comes to college sports. So I'm watching Survivor. They can say so-and-so play for here. I'll always remember them. And that's how that's how I know Q, Ole Miss football player. So
Well, Kim said it was hockey. We know that's a lie. You ain't out there playing hockey by no chance.
No.
All right, so Mark with the little curling. Listen, that would be more of my style. I'd be out there curling. I'm just curious. So far, we've had 3 episodes. If you had to rank this 1 to 10 so far, I'm not saying potential because everything could change. How do you feel about the season so far? Do you think it's a 1's the lowest, 10's the highest? If you had to give it a rating,
I'm gonna keep it at 6 right now.
okay,
It's not bad. It's not exactly mid because I don't think it's
right.
mid. I think that first episode was great. The second one was okay, and then this one is where it kind of dropped off for me. But I think there's a lot of potential with this season with everybody you have back. So I'm gonna give it a 6 as of right now.
Yeah, Scotty's very close to you. He's saying a 5. So I'm right there with you. I don't think it's bad. Bad would be a 3,
Right.
maybe.
Yes.
3 and lower would be bad. 1's unwatchable at this point, but like 5 would be like, I get it. And Kim's saying 4.7. We're going decimal points here. I think 6 a good number because, as you stated, like it's not mid. Mid would be 5. I love Colby, and I love seeing him as an old man because I see the old man stuff come out of him, and it reminds me of myself so much. Is like that's how I would be on there, even though he literally got knocked out on that. I think that's the dumbest game that they play. I don't know how you feel. Do you like that game that they played where
No.
one person's calling what to do and everything? That just screams like, "Hey, I'm going to hurt myself bad."
No, this isn't a leadership class. This is Survivor. Yeah, bloodshed's gonna happen, but don't blindfold people to cause it to happen. Like
Yeah.
that would no, I don't like that. I would be kind of mad too, even just having to do that. Then whoever my caller is as well, like, because there's gonna be some hatred for that person too if you do bang your head like Kobe did.
Yeah, that was gross in my opinion. Like him hitting that hard, his head that hard just was like, that makes me hurt inside. But I see this season so far. I think the tribe swap helped Joe a lot, and
Yeah.
I also look at because he was going to be in a bad spot because people on his side wouldn't help, were really wasn't trusting him, and so I'm not sure why they did the swap so early, but I get it. If you had to like leader in the clubhouse, maybe let me give you 3 people that you could see like as of right now winning it. Who are those 3 at the moment?
I want to say Jonathan, but I just once you get out of that, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Once you get out of the actually needing him, they're going to start targeting him, especially in challenges. I want to say him, but I can't just for that reason. I'm going to stick with Aubrey. I think she's sneaky good.
God, I hate her.
I do too. I liked her better on her seasons. She's not as good this season. Her enemy right now, Genevieve, is another one who I think is a player that could really do well. And then Christian, the guy that Rizzo kind of ruffled his feathers on the show yesterday. I think Christian is a solid player too. And if you're Rizzo, you're a super fan of the show. Why not lie to them? Like, you know who you're sitting next to. Why sit there and say you didn't vote for your bestie to win the game? Because I would have picked up on that right away.
Yeah.
I'm with Christian. I'm going to lie and say I voted for my bestie, whether I did or not. You can watch after this season's over to find out for real. But yeah. No, Mark. I like Riz still. I do like Riz, but no, I'll never pull for Sari at anything.
Yeah, we're not pulling for Sari ever. This is a non-Sari household. This show is non-Sari, and Scotty likes Sari and Coach. If I had to pick 2 people to go home, it would be definitely those 2. I do not like Coach. I think he's annoying. No. I do not like Sari. I think she's super annoying. I like nothing about those 2. One guy that a guy who I like, and he was given to me in our fantasy survivor game, and that's Charlie. I liked him on his season. I like Charlie on his season. I think he's just enough of a little guy, and I don't mean that. I don't know how big he is, whatever, but he's not like the big guy, right? Like the Jonathan type guy. I think he's a guy that can do well on those last challenges where you have to like stand on the pole, hold on to the pole, or use your body weight. So he's a little guy, and I think he's smart enough to win this thing. I think he has enough athleticism. So Charlie would be a good one for me. Scott likes Mike White. I do like Mike White a lot. I had no idea that he was the guy from the White Lotus.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Oh,
I
yeah.
do like him a lot. I don't think he can make it. I don't think he can make to the very end. I don't think he has enough of it in him. Even though I think he's a great social player.
Right.
The other, I really like D, even though she's
Yeah.
she's a previous winner. I think that does hurt her, but I think she's playing under the radar right now, which is good. And I'm trying to just think of anybody else. Like I don't see. My thought was Genevieve because she is playing a decent game right now. But just like going through all the people, I don't think a guy like Joe could win. I don't think a girl like Sari could win. I don't think Riz could win. I think he'll piss people off at some point. And I'm looking for people that aren't really on anybody's radar. And that could even be like a girl like Emily, even though I hate her. I do not like her on the show at all. Like that's just one person I'm just not a fan of. But I think an unassuming player could be somebody that could actually win it. So do you like Emily at all?
I don't know. I feel like being on a beach with her would probably get tiring. I feel like it would be a lot of work to keep up with that. I don't hate her though. She's not on my like bottom tier list.
Yeah.
Definitely not in Sari and Coach levels. But the Coach, Joe, and Kobe group, I hate it. I want it to split up because this whole it reminds me of Kurt Angle's old 3 eyes in wrestling. And it just drives me crazy. It's like, you guys realize you're playing Survivor, right? Like, Kobe, this is your 15th time doing this. Same with you, Coach. Like,
yeah,
please stop. And Coach has backstabbed everybody. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
he's never been what he claims to be, honorable and all that. So I just wish they'd give that crap a rest. Like, it's just like a bad heel WWE team with catchphrases at this point.
I'm trying to pull up the new Survivor tribes and see if I could figure it out. That's like the tribe swaps and see if I can. That way I can go through, one by one. If this stupid button will get off my. Here we go. All right, so I'm trying to look and see. This is an old one, so it doesn't give us the tribe. Oh, I'm sorry, March 11th. All right, maybe that's right. I see that there is. No, these are the old ones. I'm trying to find the new ones. All right, here are the new tribes. So on Sela, which is orange, we got Rizzo, D, Sari, Camilla, Rick Devin. So, okay, I thought his name was Rick. Anyway, Charlie, and then Jonathan. Off the teal, the Kalo, Aubrey, Colby, Coach, Chrissy Hoffbeck, Tiffany, Genevieve, and Joe. And then there's purple. Vatu is Mike White, Stephanie, Angelina. Man, Stephanie has such a long name. Angelina, Q is not there anymore. Christian, Ozzy, and Emily. Emily's last name, Emily Flippin. Like, I would be like, yeah, you're gone. Like, that just screams that you're going to flip.
That's even what Q said. He goes, flipping, flipped as he left.
All right. So Scott wants to know who is voted off next. So give me somebody, and we can go one per tribe if you were to vote off somebody off each tribe. But if you want to go by just overall, God, I hate Ozzy. All right. Who would you vote overall? If there's somebody and they were all lumped into one person, who would you vote off next?
I think Stephanie gets voted off next because I don't think that tribe wins immunity. I think that's just kind of a beat up tribe at this point. Ozzy's really the only one that has any strength left in that tribe. I think they will try to push for Angelina because him and Emily made that pact. They'll get off Q and then they got to get off Angelina. I think Emily rolls with Christian in that group and they vote off either Stephanie or Ozzy. Probably not Ozzy because he has an idol. But I definitely think Stephanie could be going home.
All right, we can stay on that one. And that's a good call because they are it looks to be the weakest. I really like. I like Stephanie on the show. I like Angelina on the show. Honestly, I think both of them are really like cool. I like them. I'm curious if they turn on Christian because Christian seems to be like in your face a little, and I think he thinks he's really smart. And I know, whatever. And like I know that there could be part where you're like, all right, bro, you're just too much, and so maybe they get rid of him because he is a smart guy. But I just don't. I think he could be turned on for sure. But I want to go back. I meant to ask this question earlier. why do you think they went with Q other than him? But like, is that the smart thing? Because they could have used him and his brawn, because you got to make it through. Just like Ozzy was saying, this is like one thing I agree with Ozzy is like, he was saying like, you got to get past this. You got to get past this part where you merge. And then at that point, then you can take off some of the, bigger, stronger people. But until then, you need strength to get you to the next level. I think it was a dumb move, right?
Again, yeah, but then again, it's just the chaos factor.
Okay.
That Q brings. I mean, athletically, yeah, he would definitely be worth it, especially when you have 3 tribes. But when it goes to tribal council, that dude is crazy. I don't know if you've watched this season, but like he's flip flops. Like he talks about Emily flipping. He's one to talk because man, he flipped a bunch in his season, and he would just blow stuff up, and he would just tell him, "I'm going to blow it up," and you never know what cue you're going to get the day he wakes up.
Yeah, I agree. That's what's crazy. All right, let's go to this these other two because I think they're fun. Which of these two do you think are more, I guess, stronger? Because you have Rizzo, D, Sari, Camilla, Rick Devens, Charlie, and then Jonathan. And then the other one, the teal one, Aubrey, Colby, Coach, Chrissy, Tiffany, Genevieve, and Joe. Which one's stronger in your opinion of those two?
Jonathan's team. Because I think Jonathan could probably, he could carry that whole group. Whereas Kobe's older, Coach is a fake strong person. He's not really strong. And then Joe would be the only one that's in close competition, but Jonathan's a beast. I think Jonathan would even outbest Joe.
Yeah, I think we're on the same page. Which of the Kayla would you get rid of? Aubrey, Colby, Coach, Chrissy, Tiffany, Genevieve, or Joe?
Coach. I would just get rid of him. I'd be tired of his antics. I think he would be the one that I would get rid of first.
Same. And I think this team doesn't go home. I don't think they have any issues, but they're going to get the other ones lower where they have less people, to which at that point
you could take over.
Yeah, you could take over, because then you have this strong group of Rizzo, who I don't think is very good on these competitions. And Charlie can hold his own enough. But you're going to figure out like who's going to do the stuff, because Sari is like a dead fish. Like she's just there flopping. And so Camilla is the only one that's doing any puzzles. So it'd be Camilla and Charlie is who I would leave one of those in for a puzzle potentially. And when not a puzzle, I would set them. Rick, I think he's just there, but Charlie and Jonathan could take you over. And then D's really good. Rizzo's hit or miss. I think there is potential where there is fraud going to happen, because if they lose 1 or 2 off of the other tribes, when they get down to like 3 and 4, or maybe whatever, 4 for each, people are, multiple people are setting, then I think that's where they can get taken out. So if you had to pick the one that gets, if they lose a competition and they go to tribal, who would go home? Rizzo, Rick, Charlie, Jonathan, and then the girls are D, Sari, and Camilla.
It would be a toss-up between Rizzo and Sari, because we had D and Jonathan both talking about how, hey, we cannot take her to the merge. And that was like music to my ears. I'm like, thank you. Thank God somebody sees it. So I think they would make a strong push to get rid of her. But I think in the end, they would end up voting Riz off.
I think that's a good call, because I think they're kind of annoyed. Everybody gets a little annoyed by Riz, the Riz god. I think he's – I would love to see Sari and Riz be the two on the bottom, just because – I just don't like those two. All right. Well, that's enough of the Survivor talk. We'll get into much more as we keep going. I love this time. We get to kind of continue on with it. Last question from Scotty here says, do you think they'll add a player back in the game? I don't think that'll be what I guess they choose to do with the public.
Yeah, no, I think if they were going to do that, they would have had Exile Island, where you could win your way back by going against each other in competitions from the old days. I think if that was going to happen, they would have already introduced that. Now, they could introduce it later on, but as of right now, I would say no.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think I would love to see something like that, where you're to Exile Island and you have to – I think it was Camilla's season where they had to use that thing to completely flip. It would – I guess if she played it or hit it in the fire or whatever it was, then when you got back, everybody was dropping their buffs and they're doing a swap again. And so that would be interesting.
Yes.
Not fair.
I miss the days it would be one guy got eliminated. They would stay on Exile, and then another tribal council would help him. And it would almost be like the Roman Empire. You would have people, the tribes would watch while they competed against each other in like a one-on-one immunity challenge. And the winner gets to stay on exile, and they have to keep winning challenges over and over again until they finally can get back in the game.
How long was it before they got back in?
Oh my gosh, it was one of Rob's seasons that he won. It was a kid named Matt who went in there like first thing, and he won all the way up, got back in. Boston Rob screwed him over, and he got eliminated right again as soon as he got back.
Wow, that is nuts. All right, well, I had no idea. I don't remember a lot of the older ones. I missed. There's a big span where I missed of Survivor, but either way, that would be exciting. All right, it looks like sports talk. We're talking about Trey Henderson has passed his physical, which is important. Ken thinks he's going to start complaining about the contract, want more money, but he just did sign, which is nice. It looks like punting, it does pay. Damn. Free agent punter Braden Mann is signed 4-year, $14 million, $7 million guaranteed to return to Philadelphia, which Jake Elliott, the kicker there, a former University of Memphis Tiger. They had some phenomenal kickers come through Memphis, which is nutso, but I know that's not something you're always proud of, but I remember watching these dudes like kick from 50 when 50 wasn't that wasn't normal. And so I love seeing kickers, punters get paid. They're people too, damn it. All right. Well, you have anything else? I know we'll be watching, a lot of the hoops that's going on right now. It looks like we do have some new games starting. Seton Hall and Creighton are taking place, and the rest of these other games are going on today. But I'm hoping that everybody enjoys some hoops for sure. But we'll end on this one. Have you put in your application for Survivor yet? Scotty wants to know. You've got to do it.
I usually do it in the summer. So like at the end of my coaching soccer is usually when I do it. That's when I have free time again. I have zero free time between now and the first week of May. It's all coaching right now.
Want to send out send somebody out there to make sure that we get you cut, lean, mean, fighting machine, right? And we get a camera crew, make it look good. We'll get the lighting all set, make sure we get you there. But yes, thank you all for hanging out with us. Looks like Miss Kim said that her best friend Faith just joined for some Survivor talk. Well, it's over now, but I know she's going to catch it if she hasn't already. But yes, looks like she did hear a lot of it. So welcome, Faith, welcome to hanging out with us. Thursdays is all about TV timeout. We take now we're looking at Survivor. So Survivor is on Thursdays. We're going to break it down, usually about the 20-ish, 25 mark throughout the show. And then depending on how long we talk, it's the next 15, 20 minutes about Survivor on Thursday. So Survivor on Thursdays makes this show much longer compared to the 30 minutes that I thought we should go. But you know what? Thursdays are for some fun. So, but thank you all for hanging out with us. It's been a blessing to be here. Hopefully everybody's having a good day for sure. We're going to keep this thing rocking. A lot of hoops happening right now, so enjoy all the basketball that's taking place. But we'll be back here Friday. We have a new thing. I meant to even show this. This is a spoiler. This is what we're going to be doing tomorrow. We're doing college hoops for our new Friday segment, Picture Perfect. So this is what it's going to look like. It'll be something very similar to this. Rob, give the people what you think this could be and what college this could be on the screen.
Well, that is Steve Carell. That's the letter F, and that star is in Austin. So Stephen F. Austin would be my guess. I can't wait to see what you do for the Florida Gators. Probably a state of Alabama with a raccoon or something as a mascot, and you're going to tell me that that's the Gators because you showed me a tank that didn't have a shark in it last week and tried to tell me that it was the San Jose Sharks. I'm still bitter.
Well, I have something for you. It just popped in my head, and I know it'll get a pop out of you. I don't know if we'll be able to make it a part of the game, but maybe I'll use it to start the game because I know that you'll get a big kick out of it. So it just popped in my head. I don't want to spoil it just yet, but that's what we're going to be doing. So that's actually like a style. And so I came up with that one with Steve Carell. But yeah, Stephen F. Austin. So it should be fun. So I'm going to get to work and I'm going to getting ready for all of these graphics and we'll have them all up for tomorrow. So it should be a fun time on Fridays. As always, we do have a good time. So Mark will be back here for Friday as we go 3 wide once again. A lot more hoops happening. But hang out with us for Friday, and then we'll end the week and then get things started all back again next week. We'll see you then.